Good afternoon, friends. My name is Thomas Abraham, and welcome to my podcast, Musings with Thomas Abraham, where I have engaging conversations with founders in the Web3 space as well as thought leaders. And I'm very excited to be here because we're right in the heart of San Francisco. And I've been around here for a month or so, and I'm delighted to have with me today Dibyo Majumder, who is the founder at Turf, and they're doing some amazing things. And I thought we could spend a few minutes having a chat to figure out what Turf is all about and how they're going to actually change the entire gaming space. So Dibyo, welcome to my show. Dibyo, what brings you to San Francisco?
First of all, thanks for inviting me here, and a pleasure to talk with you and showcase what we are doing in Turf.
Right.
Bit about why I'm here. Uh, I came here in SF to interact with more gaming leaders
Okay.
and for GDC specifically. And now I'm focusing purely around how I can meet more gaming leaders as well as uh, data-driven company founders,
Yeah.
so that I can actually make my whole product more mature. And we'll surely be talking about how we have transitioned from a consumer-facing company to a
Right.
infrastructural-focused company.
Yeah.
That whole journey, I'm trying to be here, talking with more people, and making sure that the product journey that we are taking is better. So that's being my main agenda. Started with GDC,
Yeah.
now staying here for a couple of months to figure things out.
Yeah, fantastic. And I'm so excited to be right here at Zoe House, which is the hub for Web3 founders. And they do some amazing work encouraging young founders to come, park themselves literally in the heart of San Francisco to be able to network with the entire ecosystem and the community over here. But having said that, I know you've been here for a few weeks, you have a longer stint. I've been around for 6 weeks myself. Tell us about some of the fun things that you've been in. I will get into the serious stuff, but what are some of the fun stuff that you've been doing?
I came to SF nearly uh, now more than 10 days,
Right.
and now I have been purely focusing the first week around GDC. The
Right.
event went literally longer,
Yeah.
and the initial focus was like, hey, why don't I talk with maximum gaming leaders? I went to Wolves Den, right? So it's a gaming focused guild that's actually doing crazy stuff. So being there, being to multiple events, most specifically side events that is focused around Web3, because in GDC it was very much like, hey, most of the games are Web2 games,
Yeah.
right? And I was being in the Web3 space for a longer time and seeing a lot of Web3 events.
Yeah.
It was pretty much like, hey, this is pretty much dull. So, uh, uh, enough said. I thought like, hey, I should be meeting peers in the Web3 industry. I have
Right.
been to nearly 10 plus events in the last few days, and interacting with the folks that I have been speaking with in Telegram. I literally
Yeah.
don't even know their faces,
Correct.
and I was like, "Hey, you're this guy," and these are the fun stuff. Apart from the work, I would say I'm hanging out at Zoo more often.
Right.
We have created a small pop office
Okay.
where I'm inviting more founders who are building in the Web3 data AI space
Right.
to understand the perspectives of what actually made them build those things,
Right.
and how things can be aligned with respect to our vision at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been fun. I have been inviting a lot of folks talking about things that can literally
Yeah.
help us in the longer run.
Yeah. No, great. I've been here myself, as I said, for about 6 weeks, and it's been a very enjoyable trip. It's my second trip to GDC. Actually, I was here last year as well. But interestingly, I've been also doing some fun things. I've been playing pickleball on most early mornings and having some long sessions of pickleball on the weekends. And last Saturday, I actually went flying kites with a friend of mine
Oh.
at the Presidio,
Ah.
tunnel tops.
Damn.
beautiful wind, and we were flying kites like we used to do when we were kids. Yeah.
Damn.
And the kite really rose so high that literally it almost crossed paths with a helicopter out there. Yeah. It was amazing.
Damn.
So really coming down to the business side of things, can you tell us a little bit about AI powered DePin for gaming, which is really what Turf is all about, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a long journey, I would say. We were earlier not focusing on AI powered deepen.
Yeah.
When we started as a competitive gaming platform.
Yes.
What we did was doing multiple events so that we can bring real engagement
Right.
for the games.
Right.
Specifically, initially, I had a focus like, hey, why Web3 gaming is not growing,
Correct.
right? And the biggest reason was people were actually farming rewards rather
Yeah.
than really playing the game. So real distribution was not getting literally inbounded to the Web3 gaming space because most of them were yield farmers. So that's where I had this thought like, hey, I should solve this problem. And the biggest game out in the market, where who are in the top five, has reached there just because they have the ability to cultivate the competitive culture.
Yeah.
So, being said that, I have initiated my journey doing more competitions for Web3 games, Web2 games, understanding like, hey, if there is no engagement, how I can bring.
Yeah.
In that whole journey, it's been nearly 10 months of bootstrapping, and after that, we have some backers. We have figured out like, hey, competitive gaming is good, right? But we need to scale the system.
Right.
When we started scaling the system, like we need to integrate more and more game, then we have realized that hey, whenever I have to integrate a new game, I have to do a one-on-one integration with a particular studio. And being Web3 native, I have seen this is the most hardest part, right? So that's where everything got clicked. Like, hey, if we are not able to actually integrate multiple games,
Yeah.
how other people, like let's say Cajun is there or other profiling, right? Profiling apps who
Yeah.
are bringing gaming data into the picture. So how they are integrating it? We have seen like this is a flawed system. Like they were also not able to scale even
Right.
after raising tens of millions of dollars.
Great.
So we thought like, hey, before getting into competitive gaming, we should be focusing on the core problem. And we had a background of building core Web3 protocol stuff. So
Right.
we thought like, hey, this thing can be solved in a very much democratized way.
Yeah.
And if I can figure out a way without any integration, gameplay data still be consumed by third-party apps,
Yeah.
there is a bigger market that comes into the picture.
Yeah. So the benefit is to the gaming company or to someone else. So, for example, if I meet a gaming company,
Mhm.
right, and a Web3 gaming company,
Right.
what can I precisely say in three sentences to them,
Mhm.
which will tell them, wow, I need to collaborate with Turf.
So this is an interesting statement. What we really used to pitch to any Web2 game or Web3 game, like you don't have to be Web3,
Right.
right? All the Web3 primitives can be built in isolation
Correct.
if a verifiable data transfer is happening to the ones who are facilitating it.
Right.
Let it be prediction market, let it be profiling, let it be literally anything,
Yeah.
or play to earn mechanism,
Yeah.
even per se, right? So when I talk to any gaming studio, I
Yes.
say like, hey, you don't have to focus on Web3 primitives to in order to get into a Web3 gaming space.
Yeah.
Things can be built in isolation. You go ahead and leverage the distribution that Web2 industry provides you. Let's say Steam, PlayStation, and everything. We figure out a way to actually bring the data in the Web3 ecosystem and can be utilized.
Yeah.
So you get best of the both worlds.
Yeah.
The whole incentive mechanism, payment rails, the interoperability nature from the Web3 ecosystem, and at the same time the distribution network of real gamers in the Web2 ecosystem. So for a gaming studio, I would say we bring this to them like you don't have to be a Web3 game in order to leverage Web3 primitives
Yeah.
that interest them the most.
Yeah.
But obviously, gaming studios are not just the consumer segment for us.
Yeah.
There are applications that are built on top of game, right? The profiling things I was mentioning. AI
Right.
agents these
Yeah.
days are
Yes.
getting built. So how can they fetch the data? So we are the way,
Yeah.
we are the funnel for them.
Yeah, that's it. So, so I think that's great. But I think so. The key thing for a lot of startups, and I realize is that how do you establish product market fit, which really means that do you have some early customers who are using it or have experienced it, and what would be potentially a revenue model as well. Maybe
Right.
you can briefly throw some light on that.
Sure. So, with respect to our business, I'll briefly touch down on the things. So, we have sources like the data sources.
Right.
We are taking the data through the users rather than having an integration.
Yeah.
So, there is a level of distribution network that we need to create, right, where the data is coming, right? Then there is next level where we come in with our infrastructure, where we orchestrate the data and
Right.
make it utilizable
Yeah.
to other people, right? Even there are third party applications that need the data. There are LLMs that need the data for cognitive intelligence.
Yeah.
There are AI agents where they need verifiable data, or even the gaming studios.
Right.
So earlier they used to do data telemetry to bring valuable insights,
Yeah.
but now they can use us.
Right.
So in this whole picture, right, we already have in my first version of Turf, we have already created a distribution network of 420K plus gamers
Okay.
that has installed our app to
Okay.
actually play competitive games,
All right.
right?
Okay.
So we have sorted the sources. Now what we are focusing on the last utilization level, where we are talking with LLMs, where we are talking with platforms like profiling platforms like RFKG,
Yeah.
who can literally inbound more data
Right.
rather than having a one-on-one integration. And then for utilizing this data,
Yeah.
they are actually ready to pay us, right?
Okay.
All these platforms, let it be AI agents or LLMs,
Right.
even Anthropic, right? They have this whole idea of bringing cognitive intelligence
Yeah.
to actually make their AI or LLMs better.
Right.
So these are B2B customers that we have already been speaking with, and we are focusing on, hey, we need to prove our use case with AI agents first.
Yeah.
Now, then we have the ability to go in depth and
Yeah.
being a plugin for, let's say, Eliza OS,
Correct.
right? Now anyone can utilize our gameplay data and
Yeah.
build anything on top of it.
Yeah.
So I would say, with respect to the product market fit that you were mentioning, right? We have a consumer end where the data sourcing will happen. We have already got this sorted.
Yeah.
And in this whole journey, what we have actually been through in the last 2 plus years
Yeah.
building Turf, things got aligned. We
Right.
sorted the sources. We are now working on the
Yeah.
utilization level customers,
Right.
and then we connect the dots together in order to have something that generates revenue and at
Yeah.
the same time bring more value to the ecosystem,
Yeah.
specifically the data ecosystem.
Yeah, correct. Now moving on, I think so. Turf is setting up an Avalanche L1 chain.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about how did you select Avalanche L1 and what are some of the plans that you have on the chain? Yeah.
So it was a no-brainer for us. Why we should be going with Avalanche? So we literally wanted to be a part of an ecosystem where they have gaming focus,
Right.
right? And being Avalanche, doing literally an awesome job in order to support games and making sure that high quality games are getting developed like off the grid.
Yeah.
These guys have created like done an amazing job in order to support games and even Beam, right? So and a whole ecosystem of Beam is on top of Avalanche, where I have been seeing like they are pretty much available for supporting anything and everything. So it was a no-brainer for us, but from the technological point of view, we needed customization in order to have our data orchestration
Yeah.
and compute to be happening in a very much decentralized way. And at the same time, we can make sure that we have the ability to upgrade it more often rather than having the dependency of,
Yeah.
hey, if the network has higher TPS, then only we can incorporate it.
Yeah.
If needed, we should be able to auto scale ourselves. So that needs a level of control in terms of the binaries of, let's say, uh, the network that we are spinning up. So we explored a lot of ecosystems, right? They have, let's say, if they have those level of customizations, they don't have the focus around gaming. And obviously, I see that ecosystem that we're building with does play a very big role in terms of how our growth trajectory will also be defined. So
Yeah.
from the technological point of view, from let's say the focus point of view, we got aligned with Avalanche and get things going.
Yeah, no, I think that's great, and we are also very excited to be associated with the project at Zeeve. Yeah, I think hopefully we'll sign the agreement and get started and set up your Avalanche L1. And we also have a strategic partnership with Avalanche. We have a one-click L1 launcher called Cognitus as well that we created that platform. And hopefully in the next 12 months we expect to set up over about 100 L1s around the world. Yeah, we're very excited about that too. So finally, so Dibyo, just tell us a little bit about your roadmap and some of your plans. Yeah, going forward, you're here in SF. I'm sure you're going to have lots of productive meetings, and this entire journey will go to the next level. Yeah, so give us a glimpse on your vision and plans and roadmap. Yeah.
So, uh, to be honest, before coming here, we had a very blurry roadmap
Yeah.
in order to what we will be delivering out in the market.
Yeah.
And now it got very much solidified after speaking with a lot of people and
Yeah.
doing a lot of research around
Yeah.
what we're going to deliver. So, coming back to the roadmap, obviously, the first step right now is for us is to spin up our testnet
Yeah.
and like bring value to all the applications that we already built for the gaming ecosystem.
Yeah.
So we have profiling and we have literally prediction markets and everything built earlier for our ecosystem and competitive gaming stack as well.
Right.
So our pure focus right now will be to get our testnet up and all deploy all the products
Yeah.
in our testnet itself and understanding what all customization we need.
Yeah.
So from the technological point of view, this is kind of our focus, and at the same time, we are positioning ourselves in a very different way. So there are few research papers coming in collaboration with some of the top folks in the industry. So those research papers will be out, and then it will be so we'll be doing an iterative approach
Yeah.
of taking our testnet to the level of data orchestration
Yeah.
network in the next 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
And in this whole journey, we'll be defining how exactly the utilization level works out. Right? You maybe have seen VanaDAO, right?
Yeah.
They are also a data network. They have a different level of sourcing that they used to do. So we'll be having very much like get our testnet up, bring the utilizable like utility level customers and these
Yeah.
are business customers,
Yeah.
and then making sure that we have the journey together with respect to what utilities need to be fixed first, right? We upgrade our network throughout the next 3 to 4 months. We'll be very much in a mature state to get our network rolling and make sure that
Yeah.
we are pretty much in a better state of
Yeah.
where hopefully we can support every L1's games, every Web2 games,
Yeah. Yeah.
and making sure everything is organized under our hood. And a new era of data orchestration comes in where user-owned data matters.
Yeah, no, great. And I think my word to a lot of Web3 founders is that San Francisco is a great hub. I think it's very important for you to come and park yourself here for a while,
Right.
particularly when events are happening. So you get to engage with people, you get to network with people. It opens your mind, right? Many of the you may have a certain view of things, but I think you get a well-rounded view when you engage with a lot of people, a lot of mature founders, and lots of existing players.
Right.
And there's a fantastic ecosystem over here.
Yeah.
And I think I see a lot of founders who make that leap of faith and move out and explore, the the world, so to speak. I think there's sort of plenty to gain. So we are very excited for Turf. I think you're going to go places, and we are excited for Zeeve's partnership with Turf.
Yeah.
And also a big thanks to Devika Mittal, who leads Avalanche in India, for connecting us. I think hopefully this relationship will go a long way. and we can make things happen together. Yeah.
True.
So thank you so much, Dibyo, for your time. It was great chatting with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Yeah. Thank you. And to our viewers, stay tuned for more exciting episodes in the next few weeks. Yeah. Thank you.